y'all, welcome back to my channel, and if you're a new subscriber, welcome to Brandy's Beauty Addiction. Before we get started, make sure you like this video and hit subscribe. Today's video, I am doing a mani that's inspired by Conquering Atlantis song called Heart-Shaped Hell. Now let's start this video. I'll be using black number 1 for my brand Brandy Loves Beauty. And I'm going to be using the dip base from 10X Tina. I am doing 2 dips of black number 1, and it is rare that I decide to use one color for a mani. Usually I grab multiple colors. At this time, I just wanted like a black background for all of my nails. And I decided to do most of the nails off camera and only save 2 for y'all to like watch me, because the majority of this video will be nail art, and I'll get into that later, because the logo that I did for my middle finger, it took me over 45 minutes because it was like very challenging for me to do. I'll let y'all watch me do this and I'll be back. I am using the gel base coat from Shundalen Bonate. If you do not use gel liquids, all you do is put on your clear dip powder and then put on the activator when you're done. I decided to keep on using the gel method to encapsulate my mani. So I am just putting on the gel base coat, and then I'm going to put on the gel top coat later. And I'm going to cure it for 60 seconds. And before I decided to pick up the gel base coat, I made sure that I dusted off my nails really good. And I am wiping off the brush before I return it back to the bottle, because the worst thing that could happen is when you open it up to use it for the next mani, I get black streaks on my nails and my whole mani will be ruined because of that. So I made sure that I properly clean the brush off. I'm going to do the rest of my nails and I'll be back. I am using a gel top coat from Kiara Sky. I decided to skip the builder gel to see what will happen when I file and buff. Y'all know that I could be pretty aggressive when I file and buff, and I did pretty well when I did 2 coats of the gel top coat, and I cured it for 1 minute and 20 seconds each. So I didn't just like glob on 2 coats and try to cure it, because I think that would have been like a nightmare if I did that. So if you ever want to use like 2 coats of something, make sure that you cure it in between so you won't have any issues later. I am done filing and buffing, and now I am using stencils from What's Up Nails. The stencil that I am using, they are flames, and I turned it over to the back so I could easily like pull up the stencil. And it takes a little bit of time since the flames could be a little bit tricky. And I think this is the part where I got it. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, it took me a little bit to like get the stencil off. And then I'm going to place it on my nail. And I am going to make sure that I lay it down flat so I won't get any weird shapes when I remove the stencil. The nail polishes that I'll be using from my brand, it is 2001 You're a Booty Hole and the red. I am using a makeup sponge that I cut into several pieces to apply 2001 You're a Booty Hole and a red. I am using the colors to do a gradient, and I'm going to say the stencils are my favorite part of this mani because they are super quick to do, and my nail polish, it dries a little bit fast, so I had to work fast when I was applying this. And if I take too long with the nail polish, I'm going to struggle to remove the stencil. So when you're using a stencil, just remember that you got to remove it as soon as you're done, but you got to work a little bit fast depending on the type of nail polish that you have. And I'll let y'all watch me do this and I'll come back. I am doing the same step that I did for my thumb, and the reason why I am using separate sponges is to ensure that I get the gradient effect that I want. Most of the time, I'll put on a bunch of colors on one sponge and tap away to see what happens, but this time I was like, you know what? I want the flame to have a main color, and then towards the tips of the flame, I want it to go into this type of color. And y'all totally do not have to use a sponge when you are using stencils. Of course, you could just grab your nail polish, paint over it, and make sure that you slowly remove the stencil and gently lift the corners of it so you could get that shape that you want. Because if you quickly remove the stencil, it's not going to look good, and then you're going to have to remove it, and that will not be fun. And I'm adding more nail polish to the palette since when you're using the sponge, it tends to absorb it. And I am going to go and break. For the pointer finger, I decided that I wanted it to be a little more gold with a tiny bit of the red on the tips, just to make it slightly different from the thumb and the pinky. And I know you're watching this wondering, wow, I like the stencils. Where can I grab them? Don't worry, just go to the description and click on the link. It'll take you directly to the stencil so you won't be on What's Up Nails searching all over for the stencils, because they have a ton of stencils that you could choose from. You name it, they probably have it. And I am so grateful that stencils and stamping exist, because I would spend unnecessary time doing nail art. If I was to do the flames and whatever by hand, oh my gosh, I think I'll spend over 12 hours doing it by hand. So I am so grateful for stencils and stamping. Well, you're not going to see stamping in this video, but in a future video, those are the type of things that I like to use when I do nail art to make things go by so much faster. This mani would not be heart-shaped hell if I didn't have a heart, and I did the best I can to center the stencil so I won't get a wonky heart, and I'm just tapping it down to make sure that it's secure. And I decided to paint over it instead of using a sponge, and once I am done with the stencil, I am going to carefully do another coat. And when I was looking for inspo to do this mani, of course I hopped on Concrete Atlantis Instagram to see what I could find. And I also watched their music video for Heart Shaped Hell, and it wasn't a lot for me to work with because, they're just a bunch of dudes. So I just looked at their cover art for Heart Shaped Hell, and I was like, you know what, I could just do flames and a heart and call it a day. The heart didn't come out perfect, so I picked up the brush and put on a tiny bit of acetone to fix the heart the best that I can. And the reason why I could get away with using a little bit of acetone, because when you use dip powder, and I also put on gel top coat before doing a nail art, it takes a while for those two things to break down with acetone. If I had on regular nail polish, it's going to be a headache because I'm probably going to have to find a way to paint around the heart, or maybe I have to remove everything and start all over, and that would be like tragic for me because I do not want to spend like another 30 minutes trying to fix my nail. I am done fixing the heart, so I am carefully applying another coat of polish, and I'm going to do the best I can not to ruin the shape. After looking at the heart, I felt that it needed something extra, so I decided to use the red as an outline, and I was happier with the heart. I'm going to let y'all watch me do this, and I'll be back. I am using a white gel polish from Haruyama in a 001, and I am going to be using Scatter from Revel now. I want the gel polish to glow, so I'm using a little bit of Scatter, and I'm slowly adding more white gel polish so it will not be too blue, and it could also guarantee that it also will still glow. And I'm making sure that I am mixing it really good so it will not be like too grainy when I apply it to my nail. This is the part when I thought about snapping my nail art brushes in half and never doing nail art again because this was super frustrating. I did music related manis in the past, and I even tackled some band logos, and yes, they were a bit challenging, but not to the point when I thought about snapping my nail art brushes in half. So when I was looking at Concrete Atlantis logo, I was like, you know what? I could totally conquer this because all I need to do is an A and a trident. What could be so hard about it? Y'all know that the A wasn't a problem because I do letters all the time. It was the trident that really like pissed me off. So when I posted the mani, I said, you know what? This logo could like fall into this heart-shaped hell. And I don't know why I'm over here doing puns. You know what? Forget about that. So I mostly talked to Joe from the band. He's a lead singer. And I told him like, hey, I gave y'all like the great value version of the logo. And of course he was like super supportive. And so was the band. Like when I showed up to their show, they were like showing off my nails. And they even like reposted my mani. It was just me that was just being like super like critical over my nail art, even though everyone else thought I did great with it. And they were like super proud, but on my end, I was like, I could do better. And I am just like flash carrying it for 15 seconds in between so I won't end up with a massive blob when I'm working on the nail art. I got the A part of the logo done, so now I am slowly building a trident. So I'm going to start with a straight line as a guide, and then I am going to flash cure it because I am happy with the line. And the positive thing about doing nail art with gel polish, you could easily wipe it off if you mess up. So if there's something that I like, I make sure I cure it because later on, if I mess up on something, I won't wipe away like everything, just the section that I screwed up on. I am doing a short line to do the pointy part of the trident later. I'm going to let y'all watch me do this and I'll be back. I am working on the point of the trident, and I have to be careful on how I do this because this could totally turn into something that is triple X and it's going to look like a certain body part. And I am being careful with my words because I heard that YouTube will like strike a channel down for saying the actual word of the body part. And I've been on YouTube for over 2 years and I still don't understand like how it works, so I'm just trying to be careful. And y'all basically know what I am talking about. And I switched the brush because I wasn't getting the right point that I wanted. And of course, I'm going to go back with my cleanup brush to narrow the point better. And then I am going to flash cure it, and I'll be back. When I look back at the logo, I realized that the A is more defined, so I'm going to fix up the A before I do the rest of the trident, and I'll be back. This is the part that really frustrated me because I was trying to get the curve down in the logo. And when I was filming this, I edited out the parts when I just kept on wiping it off and redoing it. And I think I did it about 3 times. So on the 4th attempt, I said, I am getting tired. I want to be done with this mani because I do not want to spend any more time on this logo. I was just like, I just had it. And I was like, you know what, just finish this part, flash cure it, and see what happens from there. And I added a photo again so y'all won't have to rewind it to take another look at it. And I am going to finish this up, flash cure it, and I'll be back. I am close to being done with this logo, and I mentioned before that I really need to be careful how I do the points because it's totally going to look wrong if I don't get the point right. And if one point is higher than the other, I kind of drag it up a little more to align it. And I'm going to flash cure it, and I'm going to come back. I am using a black gel polish from Enail Couture, and I am using it to clean up the logo that took me over 45 minutes to do. And if I happen to go overboard with the black, of course, I could go back into the white glow in the dark gel polish that I mixed up. I know that you're watching this video and you're wondering, who is this Conquering Atlantis that you're talking about? They are a band based in Los Angeles, California, and I think they formed a band like maybe late 2019 to early 2020. I am not sure. They are still a new band. And the members of Conquering Atlantis, they've been in the music industry for a very long time, so this is not new to them. So I first saw him at the Tiki Bar. It is a venue in Orange County, California, and it was a bit of a drive for me to get to that venue. So, of course, I was there to see another band, and when Concrete Atlantis got on stage, I was like, wow, they are hot, and they also look like they could play. I was like over here like being thirsty. And of course, I recognized their guitarist because he's been in a couple of bands, and I know he did some stuff like behind the scenes. So Joe was doing his thing. I was like, oh, this guy is giving me Ronnie Racky vibes. And I don't know why he was giving me Ronnie Racky vibes. If you don't know who Ronnie Racky is, he's the lead singer of Fire in Reverse. And then when Joe was doing his vocals, and then when he like did that scream, I was like drooling because I was like so in love with the scream. And I'm over here like just being like totally like thirsty. And I'm sure if the band like watch this video, they'll probably have like a bunch of water waiting for me at the venue because I'm over here being thirsty. And I know you're wondering, where can I check out Concrete Atlantis music? Of course, you can check out the description. I have the link for their Instagram, of course, their YouTube, and my favorite song, Heart Shaped Hell, and their website if you want to go check that out. And I am going to take a break and I'll be back. I am done with everything, so now I'm applying the gel top coat, and I'm going to cure it for 1 minute and 20 seconds. And I forgot to mention, if you're a fan of Escape the Fate, Falling in Reverse, Bring Me to Horizon, or maybe Breaking Benjamin, you may like Concrete Atlantis. And I'll be back. I am using a lemon buttercream cuticle oil from Wishful This by T. And I would like to thank y'all so much for taking time out of your day to view this video. And hit that subscribe button if you're loving this mani. And don't forget to hit that little bell because it'll notify you when I upload a video.